lose everything.
We continue to work on it now. My name is Paul James. I host English News every morning.
And a Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audience, my dear brother, sister, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. And with me today is my dear brother, Mr. Ken Hemming, a political commentator, a CPA for life, and of course he is even retired. He makes more money 10 times than I do. Well, he had his good time anyway, still having good time. And a book writer too. His book, philosophical, very philosophical, Life is Simple, 100 Words to Live By, in which he offered you 100 words. I believe that if you have a good master of all the fun, not all, let's say 50% of the 100 words though, you live a great man.
It's true. It's a good life.
Great man.
I live a great life.
Anyway, back to the show. We talked the pandemic, talk about the pandemic from the death toll estimation side, and we talked about it from the economical impact side. That includes the fact that we, within a month, we dropped from historical high of unemployment rate of 3.5%.
It was tremendous.
To all the way.
Everybody's working.
Of last week number 31 or 30, no,
3.5
million of registered unemployed. So that's a big jump, almost like free falling.
It's terrible right now.
Right? And thirdly, we have to care about our emotional impact.
This is as big as it's bigger than the virus.
You mean the emotion is inside of every American's. Our renovation, our innovation, our creativeness, everything is based upon the emotion.
You know,
once you lose that, once your emotion gets hurt, you get hurt.
You know,
a lot.
Most normal people, and we're normal, Jack, and most people are, get their self-image is partially supported by the fact that they have a job, they're producing a service or manufacturing, and they get a paycheck, and they can take care of their family. When you lose the ability, your whole self-image is diminished when you don't feel you're contributing to society, contributing to planet Earth. And the mind is a very fragile organ, because the mind controls so much about your attitude. In some people are naturally negative, some are more positive, like myself. But the danger of depression or losing your self-image, your self-value, it can't even be calculated.
I do agree with you.
And that gives me tremendous worry. More worry than the economy.
Suit and a tie not only bring you an image to people around you, but it's a self-confirmation. When you look into the mirror, you see who you are, who you look, right? And you know you are the one. Oh yeah, I am that guy, something like that, right? And you know where you belong of the hierarchy, of the society.
Right. However, I want to say, like, as a CPA, I audited many manufacturing businesses. I have just as much respect for the guy that comes in there in overalls carrying his lunch pail. His lunch pail is his suit and tie. That gives him, you know, that's his briefcase. He's going to work.
Exactly.
I love those people. Okay, I worship them.
Especially in New York.
Well,
you see that on the street all the time.
Yeah.
But right now, when you lose that kind of confidence, though, you from the inside of yourself, though, lose the center, the very center that creates your own image for your own reference.
Right.
You seem to have lost everything.
Well, and then one of the things going on now is like people, the husband and wife are both home, and maybe there's kids, and you know, it's not easy being patient all day long and entertaining your kids all day long. And now men and women are spending 3 times. You know, say they're together 4 or 5 hours at night, and then you go to bed and get up and go to work. But now you've got, you know, 15 hours you're awake with that person. It can be joyous and all that, but it's also can be stressful. You learn about each other, some things you didn't even
like
know
I said
existed.
last time.
Right. November.
That's a better thing because they can do something else instead.
Well, there could be a lot of babies in Christmas.
Yeah, it
coming
could be
up.
lots of babies, right?
But also,
on the contrary, see some lots of divorce.
no, that's right. And life is hard. I mean, life is a challenge, you know. Like, say if you had never been born, you'd never have stress.
What if when things goes even worse, divorce with a baby?
Well, then I care about the kids.
Divorce
more
with
than
a
anybody.
unborn baby.
Right.
That's an even worse situation.
It happened. So this depression, and look, all the psychiatrists and psychologists and that, all of their businesses are up, and they're very worried about it. I mean, this has been studied, the impacts. There's like 5 things, like lose a job, a family member dies, you know, things that cause this emotional impact, and it's always in a negative way, okay? I mean, nobody really wants their wife or husband to die or their kid to get hit by a car. So this is the biggest concern I have, is how they cope emotionally, because it will pass. We will get back to normal. And so you really wonder, because nobody gets out of here alive. We're all going to die. So, you know, this virus would take a certain amount of lives, but the impact of depression and all of this might have more of a negative impact on society as a whole. I'd be willing to take the chance of getting the virus and going to heaven a little earlier than I would have otherwise. So it's a real big issue.
And of course, the psychological impact.
Totally.
Psychological impact. I know myself,
Yeah.
right? And I first saw death when I was 10. Right?
Yes, sir.
That was the famine years in China.
That's pretty serious.
Of 1960 to 1962.
That's very serious.
Almost apart to 1963.
Yes, sir.
I was 10 years something that way. We were so hungry that anything that you can bite, as long as you can bite it, you can eat it.
Right. No, I've thought about that.
That gives you only definition if it's a rock, because you will not eat it because it's a rock.
Yeah.
Anything softer than a rock,
Yeah.
you eat it.
Yeah.
We were so
They were
hungry
eating grass, all kinds of things.
to that point.
Yeah.
Then I did not know what death looked like until one morning, Granny Young, one of my neighbor.
Yes.
Granny Young is I was Granny Young's one of the favorite boys.
As you should be.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I saw Granny Young in a wooden box, shrunk
Ooh.
like so little,
Yeah.
with a face I can recognize, however,
Wow.
totally different.
Yeah.
That scary image I saw when I was 10 even comes back these days.
Just as clear as it was then. I know. I
As
believe that.
clear as the day I saw.
That's very, very important.
For that, I told my son to make sure that my grandsons
Right.
do not see lots of bad pictures
Right.
or bad news.
Right.
The impact is so devastating. It can never shift it off, wipe it off. No way.
No, you can't wipe it off. No.
No.
You're right.
No way.
So that's really, really huge.
That's why even these days, when I see any people on the street begging for food, for money whatsoever, I always try to help them.
You're always very nice.
Big
on
or
that.
little.
You're very good at that, I know.
Big or little, yeah.
Yeah. But this,
I know exactly how hunger was.
once we pass through this situation in America now, and the world, by the way, then we'll look. I'll do some studies about how they view the emotional impact, the depression impact on everything. And some people be too depressed to go back to work.
Yeah, in China, there are families, some of the families who had only one survivor.
Yes, sir.
3 or 4 or 5 of them
Right.
had only one survivor.
Yeah.
This one survivor would live a hell of a life
Yeah.
the rest of his or her life. And I'm pretty sure in New York this is happening.
It will. It will. It will. Because
So-
see, here's the thing. President Trump yesterday he said he was going by one of the hospitals, and then you see these big trucks out there.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're
Turning into
refrigerator
morgue,
trucks. Yeah, they're a morgue, and so it keeps the bodies from rotting too fast.
Yeah.
Very. I mean, you didn't even have to see a body to feel the impact.
Just to close your eyes to think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, my dear friend, what we are facing is hard enough. Like President Donald Trump says that the next 2 or 3 weeks going to be the hardest time of our times. Anyway, let's unite together in solidarity. We stay in it. We will finally fight over. All right. Thank you very much. And my special thanks goes to my friend Ken Hemming for joining me in this show. We'll see you next time.
And thank you, viewers.